Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go.
Hey, man, I need y'all to hit the like button, man. My little homie, he done changed outfits on you. Now he got his bulletproof vest on. I told y'all he a shooter. Everybody keep playing. Y'all don't want to hit the like button. He done got his vest on. He came out with his nice little outfit on the first time. Everybody didn't want to hit the button. Now he done got his vest on. He going full 50 Cent on you. I'm telling you, I done seen him before, man. He just get wilder and wilder and wilder. I need y'all to hit that like button. Let's get him to calm down. Say, homie, calm down, homie. I need you to calm down, homie. I need you to calm down, little homie. Calm down. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams, Dark Waters, and I'm back. And yesterday, man, I had a great video lined up for you guys. And YouTube decided the video wasn't advertiser friendly. I can't tell you why, but it don't matter. They don't tell you why, which is a bunch of bull crap. They don't point out what the issue was. They just say, oh, video is not advertiser friendly. All right. And I went down the road of, you know what, let's just do it. Let's start this video on the democratic warfare that's going on. And then I will go from the democratic warfare to the China trade deal. And then from the China trade deal, today we'll go into the degenerate world leaders exposure. This was an awesome weekend of victory for the United States of America, and more importantly for the people of the world. And I mean, when I tell you it was an awesome weekend of victory, I mean, it is a devastating weekend for the deep state. But let's start with the Democratic Party and their war. I need you to understand that you have the traditional Democratic Party, which was headlined by people like Donna Brazile and Carvel, right? And they were crooks in their own right. And then you have the extreme leftist party, which is the far left liberal socialist communist party with people like Ilhan Omar and AOC and this new crop of people that are at war for the brand that is the Democrat brand, right? If the name Democrat was a pair of Levi jeans, each of them have one leg in the jean. And you may say, well, DW, why are you talking about this? It's not important. Well, it's super important for us to understand that in order for America to be strong, we need at least two good parties. We actually need three parties that are in politics that bring three different sets of ideas and concepts to the table that can be negotiated and worked on. And that can work together and work across aisles, because everyone needs to be represented and their constituents needs to be served. But it doesn't seem like we're getting ready to get to that. So in this weekend's video, the one that would not come out because they were acting crazy, we talked about how Joe Biden came back into the spotlight and how Joe is out or still on his revenge tour. Now, it's amazing to me that it was at the most chaotic moment possible that Joe came out, right? We have, and I'll explain it to you more like this. This is what led up to Joe Biden coming out. We had the Supreme Court come out and decide that it's going to lift its block on the exporting of or the deporting of illegal aliens. So let's start with this.
The Supreme Court has lifted a federal judge's order that blocked the Trump administration from using a centuries-old wartime law called the Alien Enemies Act to deport migrants to El Salvador. CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen joins us on the phone. Jake, explain to us what the Supreme Court decided, and does this mean those flights can continue?
Right, Lindsay. So this means that Judge Boasberg's order that blocks the future use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport alleged Tren de Aragua gang members can continue. So there were about 200 to 300, according to court filings, people out there in the United States, either in government custody or that the government is aware of, that they...
Now, if you listen to how these people word things, this is why you have to go read stuff yourself, but listen to how he worded it. That Judge Boasberg's order can continue. Listen. So to the average person, it sounds like, well, Judge Boasberg was right. Let's do it one more time.
Can continue.
Right, Lindsay. So this means that Judge Boasberg's order that blocks the future use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport alleged Tren de Aragua gang members can continue. So there were about 200 to 300, according to court filings, people out there in the United States, either in government custody or that the government is aware of, that they have wanted to deport. Some of them have been deported.
Now, and this is the lies of the mainstream media. While simultaneously they put on the screen, Supreme Court lifts judge's order blocking use of Aliens Enemy Act to deport migrants. If there's a blockade and we lift the blockade, that means everything goes through. But nonetheless, the whole point is it just shows you real time how they lie and how they twist. The point I'm making is this is what was going on at the beginning of towards the end of last week. Yeah, this was the 5th. Today is the 12th. So we'll be 11th, 10th, 9th. All right, 8, 7, 6. So yeah, this was going on at the beginning of the week. And we get this judgment. Then we move into the Newark, not New York, Newark mayor being arrested. All this is centered around Donald Trump and his tariffs and everything that's going on with his tariff deals that he's making. But we have this overarching theme of Democrat warfare. For example, here's my girl. And I talked about, I hate that they did that because it breaks the sequence in my mind of what I was doing. Lord, help me bring the sequence back because they broke my sequence with that foolishness. It's almost like they know what to do. All right, let's go. Let's go to Donna. Donna Brazile on blaming bigotry for Harris loss. We elected Obama twice. I'm proud of the United States of America. So let's start with Donna Brazile. The old Democrat Party or the establishment Democrat Party, I will say this again and again, they are thieves. You have the Clinton body count. You have all these different things, but they are boss hog thieves. They're not ideologues, right? So they will steal, they will grift, but they're not going to kill the golden goose. They ain't crazy enough to kill the golden goose. Now, anybody that tries to steal the golden goose, they'll kill that person. But they're not going to kill the goose. This leftist movement, they're all about ideology. And their concept is, if you're not willing to come in line with my ideas, my beliefs on how the world should be, then we will kill you. And it's more dangerous than the boss hog. The boss hog is about money. These people, these people are dangerous, and you see it. You see it in their behavior patterns, how dangerous these people are. Honestly, when I think about it, for example, let's take the campus riots, right? When you think about the campus riots, you're trying to tell me that those kids, the Jewish kids, can't go to school at all. They can't go to university without being harassed. Everybody wants to equate things to the civil rights movement and black people. Yeah, that's getting close to what happened to black people. Nowhere near as traumatic, nowhere near as dramatic, but it gets close. So, and when you're dealing with these leftists, man, you're dealing with stuff that can go extremely violent, extremely fast.
He's still blaming it on sexism and racism, the Democrats lost. He said, I've never seen quite a successful and consistent campaign undercutting the notion.
By him, they're talking about Joe Biden.
That a woman couldn't lead the country and a woman of mixed race. I think he's not living in the year we're living in. That's always in the mix in this country to a degree, but I just think.
I know everybody. We're about to and I'm sure you will have some of the authors of these new books that are coming out about Joe Biden's mental acuity. Look, I've talked to the president several times since the election, okay? And I like Joe Biden. I've known Joe Biden for as long as I've known you, almost 30-something years, baby. You know, you can't deny our love. I'm sorry.
And that's the difference right there. What Donna Brazile just displayed is the charm that it really is the charm that the establishment Democratic Party masquerades behind versus the brash, just all out craziness. And you're getting ready to get a lesson in charm. Watch. I mean, she's really charming. Watch this.
I can't and I don't.
You think I get on a $5 flight for any man? No. And I ain't getting no poopalala? Shit. Baby, I do like you. I love you dirty ass when I didn't like you.
I love you back.
I love you.
I love you.
I love Bill Maher. And I love Joe Biden. Now, here's the thing. Donald Trump has been talking Joe Biden up every day. It's Joe Biden's fault. If the economy is good, it's me. If it's bad, Joe Biden. So I think Joe Biden, after the 100 days, he kept that little tradition. He came out and talked about his achievement, but he also told the world that he's really worried about what's going on in Russia. He also told the world, that he's concerned about the economy. Look, Kamala Harris, there were many reasons for her defeat, but I think among the first was the fact that the 6 or 7 million Americans who voted for Biden-Harris in 2020 did not come out because they didn't feel that the administration was doing enough. And maybe when Kamala was on The View and they asked her, what would you do differently? She should say, I'm going to lower costs. I am going to keep faith with the American people. I'm going to create jobs. I'm going to work for you. And if I'm not working hard enough, you take me out in 4 years. But look, we know why Kamala lost. And one last thing. I know people talk about racism. We elected Barack Hussein Obama, not once, but twice. Yep. So America may have problems with race, but I'll tell you one damn thing. I am proud that I live in a country that elected Barack Hussein Obama.
Me too.
And Bill, mark my word. Now, I might be 80 years old in a blue dress, because, they say the devil got a blue dress. I might be 80 with a blue dress. But, we are going to have a woman president. Y'all just mark my word on that, too.
Oh, of course we are.
Of course it's going to happen.
Now, it's the juxtaposition of talking points of the left. See how mature, how elegant, how beautiful that was? You're not going to find that with the rest of these people. And Jim Carvell is actually disgusted with the fact that the current Democratic Party is isolating white males, which happen to be a huge portion of their voting bloc. They're isolating them, saying, okay, you know what? Every white man is evil, and you expect them to vote for you. So you're going to sit there, and say, white men are evil, and then you expect them to vote for you, and you're going to win an election? It's crazy. Now, what we have is the intersection of two different roads. We have the intersection of the plan where there was replacement migration, where you had people getting IDs to vote, and that plan is being kneecapped, and you have people who were all in agreement with that plan. Clearly, there's no way around it. You can sit here and say they weren't in agreement with replacement migration and then getting new voters on the voting rolls. But the smarter people in the Democratic Party said, hold on, stop, dog, wait. This ain't working. This is about to end bad. We need to chill. Because if we wake up the rest of the probably 33%, now let's say the rest of the 18% of white males to what's going on and drive them to the right, white males, and drive them to the right to be more conservative, the Democratic Party dies forever. We will only be the party of crazy women and illegal aliens and black people. That's it. And this is what Carvell ends up talking about.
So I strongly disagree with Ilhan Omar in her just on a substantive level, I think that white Americans have done enormous things for our freedom. I mean, who were the people who scaled the cliffs of Normandy? Many of them were white men. And it's not just I disagree politically, I disagree substantively. This is a great country. It is a kind country. It is a decent country. It is a country that has allowed an Indian American son of immigrants of Hindu faith to go represent the most economically prosperous place in the world. That would not be possible anywhere else. And the first thing that Democrats should start every speech with is America is the greatest country in the world. It's the most open country in the world. It's the least racist country in the world. And we want to make it better.
Let me say this to you guys before I want to find Jim just talking. See, this is what happens when, for example, Ilhan Omar is a Somali who married her brother to get him into America. And she's in Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over. This is what happens when you bring people inside of your country that you don't force to accept the culture of your country. Well, DW, you're trying to say they need to accept the white culture of our country. You need to accept the Christian, Judeo-Christian culture of the country. Everywhere where people have rejected Judeo-Christianity or the Judeo-Christian values, even within America, is a hellhole. And that's the problem. Everywhere it's been rejected by law, everywhere it's been rejected by community, is a hellhole in America. Outside of America, there's just, I mean, you can't even, what the hell are we talking about? You want to go to communist China and see what's going on over there with the social credit score and people sleeping on the streets because they don't do the right thing? You want to go to Qatar? Oh man, it's so beautiful in Dubai. All right, pick up something by mistake. Yeah. Make a mistake. Say a curse word. Do something out of order. They're going to lock you up. Oh, you want to go somewhere in Africa? Yeah, you go on somewhere in Africa. Go to South Africa where they're killing white people and taking their land. Go to any one of the places in Africa where there's civil wars and all this strife going on. I'm sorry, it's just the truth, man. And we gotta, anywhere you don't find a Judeo-Christian ethos, you find hell on earth. And most people take the Judeo-Christian thing and be like, well, you know, the white man said that Jesus Christ is white. I don't believe in the white Jesus, James. You know, Jesus was black. Okay. Let's just say Jesus was black. You knowing Jesus was black, has that changed your life in any way, shape, or form? Have you changed as a person? Can I inspect your life for fruit and see if your knowledge of Jesus being black has made you bear any fruit? Nah, most people you can't. It's just because it's just, man, you know, he was black and the white man told us this and blah, blah, blah. It's useless, baseless knowledge that you don't do anything with. It's barbershop talk. And it doesn't profit you anything. The point I'm making is really, really simple. When you get outside this ethos, there's problems. When you invite people in from outside of this ethos, it's even more problems. When you have leadership from outside that ethos, you get even worse problems because the supervising spirit of each ethos is different. So the supervising spirit of the Muslim community is different, and you can see the violence that it provokes. Whatever. Let's go. Jim?
Lady, why don't you just get out the Democratic Party? Honestly, start your own movement. All right, let's do the simple math. And probably 69%, I don't know, we could call Jim Gerstein or Jeff Garrett. Roughly 69% of the people going to vote in November, maybe more. Let's do 70 for just round math, are going to be white. Of that, 48% maybe a little more, are going to be male. So that's roughly, let's just call it 33.33% of the entire election. Well, let's just run against them because that's so goddamn smart. All right. So now we're going to have a campaign by the progressive left against white men who vote about a third of everybody that votes in an election. Why don't you, lady, start your own party? And then when it's over, if you want to caucus with the Democrats, fine. We agree with a lot of things that you do, but we don't believe we ought to be running against white men. In fact, we don't think we ought to be running against any gender, any ethnic group, any race, any religion, or anything else. God damn, these people are just helpless. They cannot be helped. There's nothing you can do to help them. They don't want to be helped. And if they had any guts, they'd start their own goddamn political party and get out of ours. I'm sorry. Lady.
This is how you know there's a full-on war inside the Democrat Party, which we knew it was coming because when we saw Kamala Harris, oh my Lord, when we saw them holding up Kamala Harris like Kamala Harris was the best thing since sliced bread, we knew it was a war coming. We just didn't realize how bad this war was going to be. So the Democratic Party right now is undergoing CPR, and it's trying to be saved. And you got to understand, and be restored. It being restored is going to be it being restored back to its normal wicked state at this point in time. We ain't talking about being restored to something phenomenal. They're just trying to get the damn gremlins off their back and stop driving the vehicle, into hell at this point in time. That's how serious it is for them. Because if these women keep on with this foolishness, and it's women, if they keep on with this foolishness, it's going to end bad for them. I mean, it's going to end terribly bad for them. And as you can see, they're not finding any real issue to land on. Watch this. Their superstar, Jasmine Crockett. Watch Jasmine Crockett, Democrat supporting safest white boy prior to 2028 election. And I'm going to tell you, in the Bible, the Lord talks about when he curses you, he puts women over you. And I said this before, we were very, very close to having, Kamala Harris is terrible, having a woman over us. And the fight with the Democratic Party now is who's going to be over the Democratic Party. And, of course, Jasmine Crockett came out, started pushing hard, playing the race card, being racist, being loud, being stupid, being dumb, when we know that this is not how she behaves. And so Jasmine's just going to tell you the truth because there's no filter there. So here she is telling you what's up.
It is this fear that the people within the party, within the primary system, will have about voting for a woman, because every time we voted for a woman, we've lost so far. And I think that that's a natural fear because we just want to win. So there's a lot of people that are like, you know what? Like, let's go find the safest white boy we can find. I mean, I'm just saying.
Those are the callers that we're hearing. We're hearing people.
No, for real.
A white man's got to do it. We're getting those callers.
For real. And to be clear, when we talk about them, I can tell you that there is one specific candidate. I had a donor on the phones with me telling me that all the donors are lining up behind that candidate. So I can tell, and I can tell you it's not a black person nor woman. Okay. So like it is, they have, quote unquote, they have chosen. And when I say they, it's the same donors that most likely had their opinions about Joe Biden and move. So like that would be the they that I would talk about. Here's what I want people to understand is I do absolutely agree with Malcolm when he talks about not ceding your power. At the end of the day, don't give up your power. People fail to recognize how unique Trump is. They continue to say, well, we lost. Well, they both lost to Trump. Trump, who is a misogynist. Trump, who is going to ramp up the misogynist in the first place, because that's what he does. He is disrespectful. Like right now, he still doesn't know how to deal with me, because if you punch me, I'm
I don't know about y'all, but that heifer gave me a headache. Just the voice, the you could feel the arrogance, the pride. It gave me a headache, man. The tonality of the voice, the raspiness of the voice, the pride, the spirit of pride, it just giving me a headache. I can't do it. The point I'm making to you, ladies and gentlemen, is they are in a full-out war while war is about to be waged on them. What do you mean war is going to be waged on them? This event over the weekend, well, I can confidently now say that they stormed an ICE facility. This weekend event, which is going to get bumped out of the news, honestly, with all of the stuff going on right now, where they stormed an ICE facility, has them on the radar. When this mayor was arrested, it puts them on the radar and puts them on alert, knowing that they can be arrested. And this should have been done, in my opinion. We should have been had them afraid of being arrested. Every protest that they participate in, they should be arrested when they violate the law. Now, if they don't violate the law, you just shouldn't arrest them at all. But if they violate and break the law, they should be arrested. It was the Democratic Party that said no one is above the law. No one is above the law. It was them who said that no one is above the law. And so you have to hold them to what was said on their part. Nobody's above the law. Therefore, you are not above the law. And for those of you guys who actually follow news, there's no need for me to cover this story again. This story has blown up, and I'm pretty sure that you are well aware of the fact that this young lady right here body slammed, and technically it was a body slam. She body slammed an ICE officer. And by body slam, she's bumping her body into him, basically elbowing the guy. She just can't really throw an elbow because nobody taught her how to throw a strike. She's just, she don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? She don't know nothing about bringing it over and down on you to where that elbow right there, that bone cut that skin, and then that blood just go goosh. And they be like, bro, you got me bleeding, bro. You got me bleeding. Shut up. Hit him again. She don't know nothing about that. But the point I'm making is, something wrong with me. The point I'm making is they're on their heels in every area. I mean, they truly are. They're on their heels in every dimension. I mean, in economics, on their heels. Immigration, on their heels. Just public opinion, on their heels. The concept and idea of immigration, like MS-13, on their heels. And now the spokesman that is coming up is the son of one of the most crooked damn Democrat politicians there is. It's insane.
Congresswoman McIver, I want to go back to some of the footage. We were looking at some, and I want our viewers to see that you are the woman in the red blazer as we
show her elbow in the dude.
The DHS says that obviously that there were chaos, that maybe you were trespassing. You can talk about that. But the DHS also says that, in their words, you were body slamming an ICE officer. Is that what we're looking at? Is that what happened?
Absolutely no. I mean, I honestly do not know how to body slam anyone. There's no video that supports me body slamming anyone. We, as Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman said, we were simply there to do our job, therefore oversight visit. And
she sounds real humble right now. When she was out there, she was talking mad trash. Do not put your effing hands on me. Don't put your MFing hands. She sound real humble right now. She done ate some humble pie. Yeah. She done ate some humble pie. Is what she done. Oh, somebody messing with me. She done ate some humble pie. You want to why she ate some humble pie? Because they got on the phone and said, look, shorty, we're going to arrest you. And I'm going to tell you right now, if they don't follow up with the arrest, in fact, I think this is why my video got banned or got said it wasn't advertiser friendly. Probably because I was talking about this high calorie, Negroid right here that is going out and fighting for damn illegals. She's a high-calorie Negroid. Now, all those words in the dictionary. There's nothing non-advertising friendly about that. She's a high-calorie Negroid that's fighting for illegal aliens instead of her constituents. It shouldn't have never happened in the first place. Why are you going to an ICE facility in the first place? There ain't none of your constituents in there. Not one. It's for illegals. Everybody who ever voted for this high-calorie Negroid is legal.